Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's Adam Ratliff with Adam's So Fun, and we are making a dog placemat today. We are continuing off of last week's video. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it. What we did is we used the June Tailor pattern. This is called a pet placemat. This one is for a dog. It's shaped as a bone, and June Tailor has some great products out there for new quilters. It's the stitch and flip method. So you stitch a piece, you add a piece, you flip it, you add a piece, you flip it, and then your project's done. So I met some fabulous folks from June Tailor. Lori, hello if you watch this. And I was talking to Lori one day and I said, I think I could do this stuff with on the long arm. And we got to talking. I had this in the mail and I have been waiting. I haven't been home to do it, so we did it. So last week I made our first one. Look how cute this is. So I made this one last week. This was done with rulers, everything on the long arm, but it was all done with rulers. This week we're gonna do it all with Pro Stitcher. We're gonna use the mark feature, and everything we did with the ruler, free motion, we're gonna do it with the Pro Stitcher this week. So I'm very excited. We're gonna jump into the video because, like, why not? Let's get to it. Before we do that, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you're notified when new videos drop. There's gonna be random videos dropping all around the places because of quilt-alongs and things like that. So yeah, don't forget to hit the bell. Follow me on social media. I'm Adam So Fun with an SEW on Facebook and Instagram, where you can see all the things that don't hit the channel because the channel takes so much time to edit and do all that stuff. So without further ado, we're gonna come here. One other thing, we are on the long arm. My backing, you'll see that I have my piece loaded over here. This piece was made right here next to it. When I finished that video, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to get the Pro Stitcher done anytime soon. I just cut that piece. You'll see that I have fabric loaded right here because the backing fabric that I cut off is right here. So I just pulled my side clamps over. It's gonna be fine. I'm not using a glide foot. I probably should be, but my Surefoot's on and I don't feel like looking for the glide foot. So I'm gonna be working with the glide foot. If you wanna use a Surefoot, or I'm gonna be working with the Surefoot. If you wanna use a glide foot at home because we're using Pro Stitcher, go ahead. There's nothing telling you not to, so it'll work. I will be stitching with 12 stitches per inch, except for our first round when we based it. I'm gonna stitch at 5 because why? I like to baste at 5. So I'm gonna bring you close and we'll get to start in the video. All right, so here we are. Quilt is loaded up. It's the backing, the substrate. This is a fusible, so I fused it onto my backing. I did fuse it upside down, so that's great. So all my numbers are upside down, but that's fine. I can still read them, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. I have all my pieces ready. They're kind of laid out somewhat near where they're gonna be. I'm just gonna be laying pieces on, but if you wanted to, you could put some glue on this and glue them on, like an Elmer's glue stick or a Soline glue stick. Those are some of my favorites. It'd probably make the process go a little bit easier. So there's our box 1. And so piece 1 is gonna sit right in it. It's one of the things I like about the June Tailor is that they're not sewing lines, they're placement lines. So everything should line up in the end. On the last video, I used my Laura Star iron to stitch and flip this. I'm not gonna use the iron because I just wanna get through this. So I'm just gonna finger press this one today. But my first step is I want to stitch on the outside of this dog bone. So I have some lines for where to cut later on whenever I want to cut it out, because everything's going to be covered with fabric. So I'll be able to flip it to the other side and cut this out. So what I did, and I didn't figure you need to watch this, I just used my mark, which we're going to use mark the whole time today, to stitch all the way around this. So if I look up at my Pro Stitcher screen, there we are. I hit the wrong button. You'll see I have the dog bone. You'll also see that I did not load this straight at all, but that's fine. Pro Stitcher's gonna make it right. So I'm gonna go Pro Stitcher quilt. This has just been marked. If you wanted to save this, I could go to my file tab. I could hit save, selected, and I could name this bone. Let's see. Clear. Clear. E-O-N-E. Save. And now I have this design saved. I don't know what I would need it for, but who knows, maybe we want it. But I do want to stitch this out. I'm gonna make sure, so I'm going to my infinity screen because this is the way I like to change my stitches per inch. I'm at 5 stitches per inch. We are using Pro Stitcher, so I'm going to turn this up to 175 in cruise because you should be in regulated cruise. Everything else should be good to go. So I'm going to go to my Pro Stitcher tab, quilt in the ribbon. Remember, tab, ribbon, sidebar. So Pro Stitcher tab, quilt in the ribbon because we want to stitch. We're going to tell the machine what functions we want it to do, and I'm going to hit run once. It's going to tell me, hey, I'm about to start stitching. These are the functions you want me to do. I'm going to do one thing over here. I always tell people I run my OptiStitch at 80. Here, now you know I'm not a liar. I'm going to turn this down. We're doing some straight lines today. I don't need it to go 80 for 4 inches. That's super fast. So I'm just going to turn it down. And I think we're ready to go. I'm going to hit proceed. And I have this really long thread tail. There we go. And we're going to stitch this out. All right, the outline is stitched. There were some issues, so I stopped recording to try to fix something. And I kept getting buffer underflow, and I don't really understand why because I haven't done anything. But outside of stitch, voila, well, there we are. So I'm gonna place piece 1. I know this is piece 1, and I'm just gonna stick it in my block. And then I'm going to get pieces 2 and 3, and I'm going to kind of do these 2 at a time because why not? Oh, before I put piece 2 or piece 1 on there, I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold this, and I'm going to add some creases at the folds. It'll help me line up these triangles better. There we go, there we go. And I'm going to do both sides or all sides. There we are. And there we go. So now I have just those little creases. I'm going to put my Santas looking at me even though they're upside down on the pattern. And I'm also going to do that with my triangle, my corner triangle pieces. You're going to end up having 4 of these. I'm going to do it with 2 because I'm going to put 2 and 3 on at the same time. So now I have a little fold that I can line up. So everything lays nice and beautiful. And I can do the back one too. It's really hard to work around the camera and work with no lights. Where's that fold? Where's that fold? There-ish. And you know me, if it's not perfect, I don't care, it's a dog bed. Let me see. All right, so now this is where the magic happens. Everything's ready down here, ready-ish. Now we're gonna go up to our computer, tablet, whatever. I'm going to come back. I'm at 12 stitches per inch. All my other settings are the same. I'm going to close that and get rid of this. There's my dog bone. We can file clear all. Get rid of everything. And I'm going to go clear my history just for giggles. So I'm going to go to my Pro Stitcher tab. We're going to be using Mark, okay? So I'm going to my Pro Stitcher tab. I'm going to record. And Mark's going to be over here on the ribbon. It is the diamond. Now I have an infinity and I also have a diamond on my handlebar. You'll see the little diamond, that's what I'm talking about, the icon. I have a diamond on my handlebar. That means if I hit the diamond on my handlebar, you will start seeing lines. This is what Mark does. It is going to give me lines. I don't want that design, so I'm going to hit clear. What I'm going to do, so this is, I'm hitting the mark button. Every time you hear a ding, that's what I'm hitting. So now I'm coming down to my quilt top, and I need to tell Pro Stitcher I want it to stitch from here to there. So what I'm going to do is I'll start at one point. I like to stitch left to right, and I'm going to use my foot as my guide. I can come off my fabric just a little bit. Ding. Now I'm coming to the other side. And ding. Now that's going to be line 1. Let me show you what it's looking like up here. Fabulous. It looks like one line. Let me see if I can move this light so it's not like echoing in our face. There we are. I'm trying to get enough light so you can see the quilt top, but not too much, and then it's reflecting. So this is that first line. We just plotted that point. So now we're coming back down. I'm going to hit this jump button next because I'm going to come back down here and I'm going to move to the top left or the other corner. Got to move around the camera. Get my stuff under my fabric, come over here, and I'm going to hit the jump button. That's gonna plot this point, and now I can go to the other side and use my mark button. And when we come look on this screen, you'll see that we have a line, a jump, and a line in the end. That's all we need. This is it. I have my machine, it does not jump. It's not allowed to jump itself, so the auto jumps are set to 0. So I'm just gonna babysit this like a hawk. It's Pro Stitcher Quilt Run is how we're gonna get this. I'm gonna turn all these back on. I might not use my pull-up. I might do manual pull-ups on this just because I don't have my glide foot, and if the foot moves around, it might pick up that fabric. So I'm gonna pull up my fabrics this myself, but I am gonna let it do the tie-offs at the start and end. I think that'll work. So I'm gonna tilt you down. I'm going to try my best not to get in front of the in front of the camera, but it's just a try. It doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Is that exactly where it's gonna start? Probably not. It's close. I'm not worried about being exact. I just wanna be over here. So I'm gonna hit run. It's gonna say, are you ready? And I'm ready. I have my top and my bobbin. Don't run over your hand while doing this. Don't lean on your bars while doing this. Trim my threads. Oops. Now I can, that's already tacked down. We'll come to the other side. Bring up my thread. Oh man, I just shifted everything, so let me move that back. This is where some glue would really come in handy. And a glide foot. Get up. Get up. I'm holding it under my finger. All right. And I'm going to go to the other side of the camera so I can keep this tacked down. I'm going to hold this with one hand. I'm going to hit resume. So one thing I want to point out, you can't even tell this, but it shifted a little bit. I am not going to worry about that. It is a dog placemat. I'm going to fold over my sides, just finger pressing. Usually I pull out the Laura Star. I like a nice pressed block. Don't hate me. There we are. There we go. And now I can put on those next two corners. I haven't creased these ones yet, so let's crease them real quick. Crease and crease. Lay it. Lay it. And now, we're going back up to the screen because this is the important part. I have this first design. I'm never gonna need that again. File tab, clear all in the ribbon. Pro Stitcher, record. We're going back down and I'm going to record my next two pieces. And because you watch me, you know that I'm crazy and I always stitch left to right. So I'm gonna come over here and ding. Move it down to the end. And ding. Now I'm moving to the other one. Up here, I'm not gonna hit the ding, I'm gonna hit the jump button. Move it down here, and ding. So when we look at the top, we have the opposite design of what we had before because we did here and here last time, so now we're doing these sides. Oh my gosh, this is going so fast. And bring up my thread because I'm not having it do it for me. This might be the first time I'm not having it do it for me. Pro stitcher, quilt, run. It's going to start doing the tie-offs. Cut my thread. Get ready for my other side. And then it did the same thing I did a second ago. I shifted it all. There we go. Now, the reason I'm not doing tie-offs, you just saw the fabric shift when I was trying to get my foot over it. Because pull-up auto is going to move itself out of the way, I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm going to hit resume. It's going to start tacking. Cut my thread. And now, finger press, finger press, and my center block is done. That was fast. Oh my gosh, that was so fast. So now we're gonna put on our triangles. Usually I would trim these threads. They're gonna be in the dog bed. I actually don't really care. These are our next pieces. They're another set of triangles. I'm only gonna do the left side. I wonder which one. Let's do the right side. It has better lighting. If I put you like this, I might not have to be able, I might not have to move so much. Oh, you know what? I can't do that because then what if I shrink you? You might be low enough that I don't have to worry about the handlebars. Ha, perfect. Okay, so I'm clearing my screen. And so you know where the mark button is, so I'm not gonna go back up to the top. So now we have this, this triangle. If I were doing this without recording, I would do both sides at once, but because I'm recording, we're not gonna do that. So I'm gonna line this up. And ideally, I'm using the placement line. I'm gonna look at the placement line. If like this piece came over pretty far, that's okay. I'm gonna put it on the placement line. So I can see my placement line is really right there. We're gonna start there. We're gonna come here. There's my center mark. And there we go. So now I went to File tab, Clear All. Now I can just start either down at the bottom or up at the top. It doesn't really matter. Let's start at the top because I can hold stuff better. I'm gonna use my Pro Stitcher, record in the ribbon, and ding. Come down. Ding. If you want to look really good for your friends, right here is the intersection of the square and a square. If you mark that just perfect, and then you say you did this on the long arm, they'll be amazed. It's hard enough to hit that when you're doing it on a domestic machine. There we go. Pro Stitcher, quilt, run. Oop, I hit the wrong button. There you are. So now that pops over there. And again, you'll see that it got off a little bit. I'm okay with that, whatevs. 'Tis life, L'chaim. We'll pick it up right here. So now we're gonna go on to number 8. So 8 has to go on because now it's like a log cabin. 8 goes on to 9, or 9 gets connected to 8. Oh, this one's 8. I'm like, that's the wrong color. So it's kind of far over here. I can kind of fiddle with this. I can pull it and try to stretch it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure I pick up that piece. So when I do this one, line my piece up. Come over here for my mark session. I'm going to clear my mark. Pro Stitcher, clear all. Or I mean File tab, clear all. When I do this, I want to look, and this one's going to be a little bit crooked, and that's okay. I might actually cheat this down a little bit because I need it to, when I fold it, to come up to this line. Ultimately, it's going to be fine. Remember, dog placemat. There we are. I'm going to use my mark, and then we'll fix it here, and it can just be a little bit cross. Mark. Come back here and needle up, needle down. Pro Stitcher quilt run. And then I just drove it off just to do it. There we go. And now this one I think is probably gonna, this one overhangs at 10 anyway, so I think we're gonna be fine. We'll just do that. Oh, really we're supposed to put 9 on first, but we're here. Pro Stitcher or File tab, clear all. Come in with our dings. I can't grab that. Trim. And now you can see that this is going to overlap that line and be fine. I'm happy with that. All right, so now let's go do the other side. 9 is going to be, that one's not 9. Oh, because I grabbed the wrong section. Oops. So you'll see that 9 is longer than 8. So whenever I line 9 up, come here, sorry I'm getting right in the light. There we are. File tab, clear all. Come in here and we're gonna mark, ding, and ding. I can't see because there's no light. Pro Stitcher quilt run. Oh, I think my arm was in the front of that camera the whole time. I can't look at 17 places at once. I was looking at the quilt. There we are. Fold that over. And we have our last piece, number 11. Line it up on the lines. I'll try to come back to the other side. I just can't really see great for marking, but I'll make it work. Clear. I'm going to mark my first one. Mark my second one. Bring up my bobbin. No! The nice thing is I've already marked this and those placement lines are there, so I'm just going to stick it back where I think it was. Try this one more time. There we go. Pro stitch your quilt and run. Oops, I caught my mic. Fold over, and there you have it. That is half of it done with Mark. That was super quick. Oh, I wish I used the Lore Star. I can just feel how fluffy this is. Again, it's a dog placemat. I'm not gonna worry about it. So I'm gonna go do the other side. That is how to use Mark. It's super easy, everyone. Mark is such a fun tool to use, especially when you understand and learn to use it and actually start using it. Remember, the secret with Mark is, let's see, I'm gonna file clear all. The things you need to remember when you're here. Pro stitch your tab, record in the ribbon. Here's your Mark button. It's going to connect points. If you need this square, but now you need a triangle up here, move it to the next start spot. Don't hit Mark, because if you hit Mark, it's gonna connect it with the line. We don't want that line. I'm gonna hit undo. You wanna go to that spot and you wanna hit jump. And you'll see that it adds that next spot and it will add a jump for you. So now you can connect it with your triangle. Mark is not like area. It does not close itself, so you have to tell it. Like, we're digitizing, you're digitizers now. So congratulations, you've just digitized your first design. Even if it was a straight line, it was worth $20, I promise you. We'll see you back here in a second. All right, I had already ended the video, but I'm just gonna slide this in there somewhere. So this is the bone that I used at the very beginning. I saved that design, and I was sitting here going, oh my gosh, wait, I have that design saved. I reopened it. I could still kind of see where I had started, because my start point was over here somewhere. So this is rough. It's not gonna be the exact same size, but I opened the design, I repositioned start point, because I started at this intersection. I knew it was over here at this corner somewhere, and I stitched the design out again. So now I can cut it from the top, because I have that bone outline. This is that solid line down here. So this isn't gonna, it didn't even actually hit that because it stitched right on the line. But on the each side, oh, let me turn these off. Hold on, sorry. It's not lit from the side, so I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, you can see. So I have my bone shape, so I'm gonna be able to cut this from the top. And now that this is done, I can just get my batting shears, and if you don't have batting shears, they should be a stocking stuffer for Christmas. They're fantastic. I will link them below. But yeah, so that's it. This one is done, and now I just have to cut it off. All right, bye. All right, so I have to finish this up. I'm gonna continue to do the Mark thing, and when it's done, I will take it off, I will cut it out, and it's gonna look like this, just with different colors. And then you can put your binding on, follow the directions for that. If you're interested in these placemats, they come in as, it's not a set, it's one per package. So I have 2 packages. I will link them below in the description. I will also link the fabric. This is poppy cotton. This is from my local quilt shop. They had some fabric sets. So there's a green set, which is somewhat like this, and then there was the red set. I let Ben pick the red set. So I will link the fabric below. I will link the cat placemat as well. This was all Mark. It's all just ding, ding, ding. If you don't have the diamond, you're hitting the screen. There's no difference. The buttons work the same. So I have to go walk the dogs. So I'm not actually gonna finish this right now. It will get done tonight though, because I only have 4 seams left, 5 seams left. It'll go super quick. And if you were doing this at home, you could ding all your seams at the beginning. I wouldn't do that just because I need to see if something gets off a little bit and I have to nudge it, or if I need to fudge it a little bit. That's what I like about Mark, is that, and what I like about this process, if I stitch and flip and it doesn't sit perfect, I can still make it look like it's perfect on that next on that next seam. So it's nothing that's bad. So remember, like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you're notified when new videos drop. Follow me on social media, AdamSoFun with an S-E-W on Facebook and Instagram, where you see everything that doesn't happen here. Like, you'll see when these are bound. I'm getting it bound, just so I can say. And at the end of the day, it's just quilting. We want to have a good time. Happy holidays, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful December, and you're staying warm out there, or you're staying cool, or whatever you want to stay. I hope you're staying it. I'll see you in the next one.